The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु
graciously accepted our invitation to join us today. Let us make today a memorable one filled with joy, laughter, and a sense of accomplishment. I invite you all to join me in celebrating the spirit of Brooklyn National Public School, Aspire, Reach for Excellence. Thank you, and let the celebration begin. Excellence. A carnival of cuteness is a remarkable cultural event that will unfold today, December 7, 2024. BNPS Aspire 2024 is not just a celebration of talent and creativity, but a reflection of the core values that each child under the nurturing umbrella of Brooklyn NPS holds dear. On the occasion, I would like to emphasize on the fact that BNPS Aspire 2024 has taken reality to excellence and exemplifies the importance of values such as respect, honesty, compassion, hard work, kindness, gratitude, sharing, responsibility, and fairness. These fundamental virtues are crucial for the growth and development of every child that we take pride in fostering them as they shape not only their future but also the society they will one day lead. As we celebrate today, let us remember that it is through these values that our children will continue to thrive and make meaningful contributions to the world around them. Much awaited annual report. The annual report represents the collective efforts of the principal, students, teaching staff, and non-teaching staff. It showcases the accomplishments of the past year while charting a path towards even greater achievements in the upcoming academic year. I believe this is the perfect opportunity to reflect our journey for the academic year 2024. I now invite our esteemed principal, Ms. Shravanti Karalpudi, to present the annual report.
Honorable Chairperson, Chairman Sir, Dr. Kalluri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Garu, and Principal of City Engineering College, Dr. Karnataka Sir, Principal of Brooklyn National Public School, RPC Layout, Charlotte Ma'am, Dr. Charlotte Ma'am, Principal of Cambridge Institution, Devi Ma'am, Mrs. Devi Ma'am, and Executive Officer of City Engineering College, Soumya Ma'am, and my dear parents. It is with great pleasure and pride that I present the annual report of BNPS Aspire 2024. BNPS was established in the year 2015 and sponsored by Jayanagar Education Society. It is a public charitable trust formed with an objective of imparting education to everyone irrespective of caste, creed and religion. This year has been a remarkable journey of growth, learning and success for our school. We have seen significant academic achievements, outstanding performances in extracurricular activities and continuous progress in creating a nurturing and dynamic learning environment for all our students. With the collective effort of our dedicated staff, supportive parents and hardworking students has made this year special. Together we have worked towards realizing our vision of academic excellence, holistic development and community involvement. Thank you for your continued trust and partnership. Let us look back year and move forward with renewed energy and purpose in the year ahead.
Our chairman, Dr. K.R. Paramahamsa, is a promising thinker with a vision to develop educational institutions that deliver quality education in an excellent academic environment from the primary to research level. Our vice chairperson, Mrs. Geeta Paramahamsa, dynamic, open, humble and democratic style of leadership that propels the growth and inspires the budding professionals. Committed to our student-centered education, Ms. K. Monica, the Vice President, looks forward to making her institutions top class and active, insightful, inventive, and inspiring in his approach. Mr. K. Rahul, our Executive Vice President, is driven by the idea of leveraging technology to solve complex problems with a broader impact on society. With his excellent managerial skills, He looks forward to building educational institutions that blend global trends with Indian values. Talking about our principal of the institution, Mrs. Shravanti, she is a person who is very supportive and obliging. She is always open to suggestions given by teachers and parents. If she feels there could be a chance for improvement, she will try to implement the suggestions given by us. We have a unique set of rules and regulations that abide by all school teachers. We are more like a family than being colleagues to each other. Our work culture makes us enjoy our work as there is no pressure on any staff or teachers of the school. So this is how our management works. Now, let us have a look at the documentary video.
Purushottam, Sitanagaram, Mandala, Andhra Pradesh. A beautiful village on the riverbanks of East Godavari with lush green fields and blessings of Goddess Annapurneshwari is home to the family of Sri Kalluri Ramachandra Rao and Srimati Kalluri Manikyam. They were blessed with 6 sons and 3 daughters, each of them a true representative of their holistic family and stars in their own galaxy. They owe their success to a dynamic lady, their mother, Srimati Kalluri Manikyam, who had a great vision and named each of her children after the great personalities of this country. One of these outshining stars is Dr. Kalluri Ramakrishna Paramhansa. The man has grown in leaps and bounds from Purushottam to US and then back to his motherland. Dr. Paramhansa, an outstanding personality, had his early education in the villages of East Godavari, degree at Loyola College, Vijayawada, MBA from Mysore University and PhD from California University. He has been recently honored with DLitt from Tirupur University for his remarkable contribution in the field of education. It is notable to mention that in the process of his life towards excellence, he married Miss Geeta. She complimented him equally in all spheres. Together, they built a beautiful family with a daughter, Monica, and son, Rahul. Both the children show outstanding responsibility towards their parents. Miss Monica carries her academic credentials from Brunel University, London, and Harvard University, USA, while Mr. Rahul is pursuing his engineering program in Warwick University, UK. Dr. Paramhansa is a man with a charitable and sympathetic outlook towards the economically weaker sections, irrespective of community. Always in the forefront to extend his efforts to reach the needy. The tall stature of Dr. Paramhansa is a result of his philanthropic approach towards all religions, whether it's a temple, a church, or a mosque located in a village or a city. he contributes generously towards their existence and upkeep. Today, Dr. Paramahamsa is a great visionary in one of the most happening cities in the world, with a vision to develop standard educational institutions and to deliver quality education in an excellent academic environment from primary to PhD. Dr. Paramahamsa is a self-made man who plays the pivot role in Karnataka with vast educational institutions in the disciplines of engineering, management, science, computer application, and hospitality management, along with school education. Dr. Paramahamsa never took any financial support from anyone, be it parents or in-laws. He always stood up with a competitive outlook from the grassroots level. His eldest brother, Dr. K.A.S. Naidu, deserves to be mentioned for grooming Dr. Paramahamsa in his early stages of educational career in Bengaluru. Today, the entire AMC City Group supports 1,200 employees and their family members. Each institution carries its uniqueness with the AMC philosophy in delivering quality education to the qualitative life of the employees. His early moments, nurturing his beautiful girls to Lord Ganesha, and takes time to discuss important things with Mrs. Geeta Paramahamsa. Dr. Paramahamsa, the working chairman, is a strategic planner who interacts with the professors and employees and looks into the finer details of education that is being imparted. He makes it a point to visit French countries. Institutions that are under his dynamic leadership are AMC School, AMC Cambridge School, Brooklyn National Public School, City College Jayanagar, City Engineering College Kanakura Road, Administrative Management College, Advanced Management College, and AMC Engineering College, Bannerghatta Road. His evenings are also orderly scheduled with introspective meetings with the heads of his various institutions. A nature-loving man, he spends his late evenings on thought-provoking ideas that inspire the leaders of tomorrow. He always acknowledges that his success is due to his wife, children, his friends, and all well-wishers in Bengaluru and Andhra Pradesh.
We celebrated Founders Day at our school as a tribute to our chairman, honoring their vision, leadership, and the lasting impact they have made on the institution. It was a day to reflect on their contributions and celebrate the values and progress that have shaped our school.
Oh, that's great. I want to know the admission procedure. I will escort you to the admin block where you can discuss this further with the admin. Excuse me, ma'am. We have a parent looking for admission. Please have a look at.
Hello, ma'am. Please take this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'm Kiri here looking to admit my child. Could you please let me know more about the school curriculum and the methodology?
Sure, ma'am. We will explain to you. We follow the CBSE curriculum to provide quality education, to promote intellectual, social, and cultural development among the learners. We prioritize all methodologies for the all-round development of a child.
Visual learning. Most children prefer to take in their information through visual learning, where teaching aids are maps, graphs, diagrams, charts, pictures, videos, and other forms of visual stimulation to interpret the information effectively. We have converted a few of our classes into digitally smart classes, kinesthetic learning or tactile learning. We have upgraded our infrastructure facilities, including our computer lab and science labs. We currently have a physics, chemistry, bio, math, and computer lab with internet facilities. They are individuals who prefer to learn by doing. They enjoy a hands-on experience. They are usually more in touch with reality and connected to it, where they require tactile experiences to understand something better. Reading and writing. They grasp information best when it's in words, whether that's by writing it down or reading it. To them, text is more powerful than any visual or ordinary representation of an idea. These individuals perform very well on written assignments. To fulfill this kind of learners, we use chalk and board. Linguistic learning. These learners favor educational lessons that provide peer work or participation. Teacher learning materials can help students engage with learning and improve or reinforce specific skills. It can also make learning more fun. CBSE inculcated art integration projects to encourage this kind of learners. Language labs. We arrange PTMs to allow parents and teachers to work together and set goals, identify challenges, and create strategies for shared success. That's impressive. How about co-curricular activities and competitions?
Co-curricular activities are an important part of a well-rounded education and can help students develop a variety of skills and abilities.
Arts and craft classes encourage creativity and self-expression. A child won first prize in an inter-school competition in the year 2023 to 2024 at Forum Hall. Also got prizes in arts conducted by the Art Gallery. Our school promotes physical fitness and teamwork through sports. Students are allowed to participate in any of the sports they are interested in and are also taken to tournaments. This year, we have even introduced a band set for the students. In addition, we do have taekwondo and yoga for physical and mental well-being. We have won gold and silver medals at the Karnataka Grand Prix Taekwondo Championship 2024 to 25. We even have music and dance classes, which are the strongest forms of magic that let our students express their self-confidence and help them participate in competitions and events. Our students have also bagged first place in inter-school competition in the year 2023 to 2024 in the SASYA event and are second place in Brightway School. Won first prize in music and second prize in dance in the year 2024 to 25 and even bagged second prize in Mehendi. Hard work and determination have made our dreams of our students materialize in the inter-school competitions in which they took part. Many won prizes and brought laurels to the school. Students also enrolled in IAS Junior
exciting opportunity to be a part of something extraordinary. Brooklyn National Public School participated in the Clean Hands Save Lives campaign Guinness World Record.
We start schooling in nursery by doing Akshara Abhyasa, which is a significant cultural milestone in a child's life. It marks the transition from early childhood to the formal phase of education. Charan Sparsh is commonly practiced Hindu ritual of bowing down to someone else and touching their feet in reverence. Mother is the first guru to any of the children. We celebrated Guru Purnima as Charan Sparsh Day. To help children become aware of the strength, information and guidance older people can offer, Children's Day was organized with grandparents and children enjoyed and had fun. In return, kids made thank you cards. To make the children socialize with teachers and peers, all festivals were celebrated. A few of them are World Environment Day, Investiture Ceremony, International Yoga Day, Independence Day, Krishna Janmashtami, Teachers Day, Ganesh Chaturthi, Kannada Rajyotsava and Children's Day. Our upcoming events are Annual Day, Christmas, Sankranti Sunday, Farewell and Graduation Day.
Nice to know about the celebrations. Where are the kids taken for the school excursion?
Some excursions are an important and effective means of motivating students and engaging them in active learning experiences. Excursions take the form of day picnics or educational trips.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. What is the result rate of grade 10?
Opportunities will happen in grade 10. A school proudly announces its 100% result of the grade 10 batch every year. This result is a shining example of the sweat, determination and grit of our students, teachers and parents. We are incredibly grateful to all Brooklyn parents who took admission in grade 10 and had faith in the management and the teachers of the school. So, dear parents, every year with new students joining from our schools in the city, the school has managed to turn around the marks and give positive results. We at BNPS will continue our unceasing efforts to mold your minds into well-balanced personalities with confidence and zeal benefiting the standards of this portal of education.
Parents' feedback.
Hello everyone, this is Srinivas and I'm the father of one of my kids who is in 5th grade at Brooklyn National Public School. Talk about a few thoughts of mine on Brooklyn National Public School, which I believe is one of the best schools offering CBSE curriculum in the academics, and the school emphasizes on academic excellence guiding the students in their overall development, growth and aspirations. The school also encourages the participation in cultural and co-curricular activities. The tuition fees are also quite reasonable. The both of my kids have been nurtured and cared for their well-being is the most significant aspect of the school. I have personally witnessed the students showcasing their skills and talents during their science exhibition which was held recently at the school premises. The teachers are very supportive and attentions to each student are given to their needs. I want to express my gratitude to the principal and the supporting teachers in helping the students grow and aspire in their career. Thank you everyone.
Hello everyone. My kid Chandrika joined BNPS 2 years back in her UKG. When she joined the BNPS, she was very shy kid and was not so much outspoken. But in 1 year, I could see a lot of difference. She became very outspoken and made a lot of friends and she was very happy. Now also she is studying first standard and she is the topper in many prizes in all the extracurricular activities. The teachers and the principal Shwati ma'am
80% of the admissions happen just because of your good feedback. Thank you, parents. As we look ahead, I am confident that we will continue to build on these foundations and reach new heights in 2025 and beyond. I thank the supportive management, all the staff and parents whose continuous support for our ideology of education has enabled the school to come this far. As we look towards the days ahead, we see the
presentation was highly informative and an exceptionally innovative way to present the annual function. Annual report. Brooklyn NPS is proudly marching towards the extra mile with a smile in the momentous task of molding young minds. And the school has always endeavored to impart virtues to children, which is a very important and indispensable parameter in their holistic development.
Today we are appreciating those young minds who have proven themselves with their excellent and all-round talent by giving away the Best Student Award. I would like to request our Honorable Chairman Sir to do the honors. Grade 1A, Shubha Smita Jana. Grade 2A, Harshita Sandeep Kini. Grade 2B, Vihan Yuva D. Grade 3A, Shashwat S. Shetty. Grade 3B, Advait Karna.
Lalitama,
for recognition of not only exceptional teaching but also outstanding leadership and organizational skill in coordinating school activities that enrich the educational experience of everyone. It is with deep appreciation and gratitude that we present the Best Teacher Cum Coordinator Award to Mrs. Chitra and Mrs. Vidya M.K.
I would now like to call upon our beloved, revered and much respected chairman, Mr. Kalluri Paramahamsa Garu.
Today's BNPS annual day function in the name of Aspire. Every student who is studying in our schools should aspire something very high and think of very big things. So that is the reason aspirations is more important. One of the names we have selected for the annual day function, the name is Aspire. There are many parents who have reposed confidence in our school education. There are many big schools, much better in the close by, in the vicinity. But we have decided in the field of education, especially the school education, should spread to everyone, should be available to the maximum parents. It's not all the time what we teach at the school alone counts. I think we have seen a number of the teaching methods, what they have shown, the school staff in total, teaching and non-teaching, they have taken pains to prepare a very good audio visuals about the school. And they have also shown something about my personal video, maybe to get the familiarity with the management. So what kind of management is running the institutions is more important. As we have seen now, 35 years of educational experience I have gained besides my educational qualifications from both India and abroad. But soon after my education in the United States, we have started the process of establishing the institutions in this country. The number of institutions being established only to provide a quality education, a minimum guarantee should be there, and affordability is more important. We didn't want to be an expensive school by giving the unnecessary facilities. Every school boasts of that we have this facility, we do this way. I think there are many things to attract the new students. Education is not a commercial activity. Education is a charity. It's our responsibility as an institution to establish and give the best back to the society. If you are seeing, even this institution is also part of that. If you see very clearly the number of institutions we have established, the buildings we have built, and it is a contribution from the one person. My mother was more interested in education. They made us to study hard If you see very closely observed, we are from a small village where we have the school is very small. We used to sit in a small place on the floor. It is not that we boast the background of the people when we say that studied in the United States and see the outlook in the Bangalore city. Everybody can tell that, I've studied in English medium schools, I've done this, that, so many blah, blah, we can tell. But I'm very proud to be a student from a small village. The villages, today, the villages are more competitive. The children coming from the village are more studious because we do not have the distractions. The villages, we have a clean air which helps us to grow our brain much better. The cities are more polluted. Olden days, we used to have more health conscious. We used to spend more time in the fields and in activity. Today we eat all kinds of junk food. The number of the KFCs have come, the number of McDonald's have come, and the colas have come into the Indian markets. And we are expensive things we are spending and buying expensive things. Ultimately we are getting into the expensive treatment. You buy the expensive area and you are going to the hospitals. Now what we really need is a clean mind. Undisturbed mind will always help us. Even those were the days we used to have a joint family, the combined family of more than 10 people living in one place. We used to share the experiences, we used to get the affection from the people. But today, we have a big houses in the urban areas. We have more bedrooms in the house. Olden days, we all used to sleep in one place, in a hall, a bedroom, 2 children, 3 children, 4 children, Dodappa, Chikkappa. Everybody used to be there in one place. We were learning many things. But now the migration started from the villages to the urban areas. We are very comfortable in the village, but still we wanted to do something, the fashionable dresses to wear, the comfort we wanted, luxury we wanted, then we move on to the cities. The more you come to the cities, then what the problem we have is, some people have built a big houses, more bedrooms are available. But those days they were living together. But now you are living because of the luxury, we take care of the children. Coming back to the topic. And each one we are giving one bedroom. We are very happy. Each year my daughter stays in this room, my son lives in this room, then other daughter lives in this room. Yes, but parents are living in one more room. So what's the problem is happening there is the exposure, the understanding, the family love and affection is missing. Father comes at a late night, maybe mother is very busy. So many things are happening. The children, they are confining themselves to a room. Then ultimately, sir, my son is only 3 years, still he plays so many games on the video games on the cell phone. We are only spoiling the children. We are only giving them the technology access. What they've learned is not very important. And when we all know very well, the mother tongue is the most important. Be it be a Kannada, be it be a Tamil or a Hindi, whatever it is there. Learning more languages is always advisable. But you speak your own mother tongue at home. That's very important. But today, you go to any small mall, you go to any place, hospital, first thing is, nowadays, a Kannada Bharata, ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಳಿದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. That means the number of people who are migrating from other places to beautiful Bangalore, today we don't have people speaking Kannada. I'm not against to the other languages, but we need to learn Kannada when we are in Kannada. That is what I was trying to say. If you are seeing from the presentation what they have done, starting from you are from a small place, educated in the best places, exposure to the international areas of education. You have seen that my doctorate is from the California. Similarly, even 32 years back, similarly you are seeing my daughter is from Harvard University. The son is from Stanford University. We have to educate them because tomorrow they are going to be the educators for this country. That is the reason we have sent. But initially, I have put my children in AMC school on Bannerghatta Road. I should set the example that what we are doing. So children also studied in our schools. From there we have sent them to the different places to learn the educational system. But even today, my children calls me with a local language, whatever we speak of, Amma, Appa, and they never call me as a dad or mom. We also know equally many bad words in every language, including English. But we never used. 35 years I have been working in the education field with my people. I don't think any teacher, be it a lady or a gent, heard using me a single bad word. I never talked to anyone singularly. Whatever it is there. Even the people who are working with us in the smaller positions, I call them as a madam only. The kind of respect we give them is the most important for us. So the culture starts from our home. This is what we are trying to tell. When they come to the institutions, there are different language people, opportunity to mix with them, opportunity to learn with them. From them also each one can share. But what is more important is, parents, we are becoming very busy, forgetting about our own responsibilities of rearing the children. Even I also go to the office urgent only. But the time we spend with the children, they are your property, you must an asset, but not the what you earn and outside. By the time you earn a lot of money outside, your children will be grown up. You miss all the love and affection what we give to the children. The family is the basis where we learn everything from mother and the father. But I always tell at every function, don't fight in front of your children. Don't use bad language, even on the phone also. Talk very slowly. They can understand. You don't need a mic at home. Talk to them. And you should set an example to the children. If you have a grandparents at home, give them the warmth of the grandparents' love and affection. Grandparents will teach our values, Indian system. We have on the world next to the Japan, India is the only country having the joint family system. The family system still we maintain. We are very proud of what we are today. But we are missing. Even then I get Amma Appa means they are burden to us. We are not caring them. But they have sacrificed their life for us, educating. But today, if you are not taking care of maybe your mother-in-law, your mother, your father and sister, the young people now, many parents are here, then we are missing something. ಇವಾಗ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವ ಅತ್ತೆನ ಮಾಮನು. But we don't do that. We discriminate. So the system's values we are missing. And we are always concentrating more on ಅವನೇನೇನೋ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವನೇನೋ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. We don't need to show to somebody else. We don't need to share our personal problems to someone else. Today, one of the family member was mentioning to me, they sent a small message. If you are sharing your personal problems, 80% of the people will not care. You are only sharing your problems. 20% of the people, they will be happy that you are in the problems. ನೀವೇನು ಪಾಪ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ 20% people definitely they are happy. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಯಿತು, ಹಂಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. Why? Let us see that everyone is happy with that. That's more important. In the education system, what we are right now stressing upon, we could have had a better life elsewhere. Even no institution, many people will ask us, sir, hospital idre tumba duddu, they are only operation ge irbekantane agbekantaane. See, today we are instrumental. The moment you go to the hospital, you tell everybody that, no, sir, duddu ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚಾದರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, whatever is expenditure, no problem, we will take care of it. Then you do the test. But you are only giving them a hint that you are a rich man, you can pay the money. Alternatively, there are many areas in the hospitals also one has to understand. Olden days, something has happened, a fracture ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, we used to pay 25 rupees and get an X-ray. But today we have a technology, CT scan is available, the MRI is available. You know, one MRI machine will cost more than 4.5 to 5 crores. Having invested 5 crores of rupees on an MRI, ultra-modern MRI now, you don't want to pay 7,000 rupees because you want a technology. You want everything to be found out. 150 tests they do it. Even in a medical report, blood checking, 150 tests they do it, they ask for 3,000 to 5,000 rupees. That is not expensive. But the treatment, what we are getting is we are not planning. If you have the insurance properly done, then we will have every benefit, we can utilize it. But we don't want to spend money on insurance. Oh, health insurance ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅದು 1 year lapse ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, why do we pay the insurance? But when you are facing a problem of 3-4 lakhs expenditure, then you realize what is the value of the insurance. The life we need to plan, that is very, very important. Don't want to elaborate. I know many of you are wanted to see Urshikal playing on the plays on the stage now. Let me not talk more. And two of the things we wanted to tell you is very clearly is, looking at the financial situation of my parents here who are getting admitted, we have schools, colleges in a much higher level. The fees are more in other places. But here, this year, we have not increased any fees. Whatever you have paid for the last year, only same fees is continuing. As I said, cheap things are no good, good things are no cheap. Everybody clap. It's a great thing. But if you want a good teacher to be accommodated, then everybody is happy when you are not increased the fees. Are we not going to give them increment to the teacher who is teaching, who is molding the personality of your children? They are more important. I can only build the buildings. I can only get the permissions. You know, today the world of bribe. To get an educational institution, to school permission, you need to spend lakhs of rupees. It's a very unfortunate bribery system in the education. Everywhere it is getting adulterated with this kind of a system right now we are in. But yet, we should not be too much selfish in doing the things. Something we need to contribute. We often get very sympathetic representation. Sir, my father was earning parent. We call him as the earning parent. He died suddenly. The children education is at a problem. Can you give some concession or something can happen? Yes. When a father earning parent dies, the children education is a problem. And what we are now very seriously thinking is, in an engineering college, we have adopted in AMC institutions on Bangalore Road, we have adopted this thing. Any student dies by motorbike accident or anything, by accident, any parent dies, mother or a father dies, we are now securing by the paying insurance premium by the college. And every student who is getting a CET, we all know that CET, common entrance examination for engineering, medical and other things, the fees is around ₹1,00,000. So we have insured children, every child for 5 lakhs, and premium I am paying from the college. So in the event of anything happens to the student, he need not have to stop the education of the engineering. And the insurance company pays the next of the 4 years, 3 years fees, so that he comes out as an engineer. Even now, any accidental problem or anything happens, we wanted to insure every student in the school level also. For a minimum of any accident or anything happens, minimum of 2 lakhs, we are going to pay, give them a free insurance from the college, school. Number one, we have not increased the fees. Number two, we are going to pay the insurance premium. We are also working out with the Apollo Group to all our institutions, wherein Apollo people will take care of our students' health. Anything happens, they have to take care of in the institutions. And alternatively, if the student gets, our student means if the school boy or somebody who gets into the hospital, they take care of to the extent of 2 lakhs. That is also additionally now we are working and finalizing, just now only I had an information. The insurance health benefit for every student who is enrolled in our schools will have a benefit of 2 lakhs. Even if you go outpatient also, up to 20,000 rupees you can use in a year without paying anything. That also now, these 3 things right now we are planning to implement in the institutions wherever it is. So we don't want any child to lose, deprived of the education just because of earning parent is not there. We will support. Indirectly we have helped many students who are in the need of the financial help. So we have given the concessions because our institutions are not only on a commercial basis. We are not running the institutions only. We need money to run the institutions, but it is not to make money. So to making money is only one family. We are, fortunately we are, I should not say that, we are okay. We are okay financially. We don't depend on any of the educational institutions' revenue. And not even 1 rupee will go out of these institutions to someone. It is all our contribution to the society we are trying to make it. And this is one part where we wanted to tell everyone is new, the facilities what we are going to work on. And we now request all the parents to come forward to take care of your own kid and educate them in a much better way. What school gives, and beyond that there is a primary school is at your house. You behave in such a way with the children. Spend time with the children, share the love and affection with them. You see the difference with them. And keep talking to the respective teachers. We have very well trained, experienced teachers who are willing, have patience, who are willing to coordinate and cooperate with you. in anything you wanted, to know the progress of your kid also is a very important. The most major responsibility now lies with the parents and the schools. This is what I just wanted to tell everyone, that we can always make a difference by doing this. And it's not that how big we are and how we earn money and show to the people. Your dress, branded dress will not give you the luxury. The style of living is not more important. But what is more important is your children, once they get settled, they bring the good name. And you have to enjoy. But minimum responsibility one has to shoulder. I've seen many parents, especially men, they don't pay the fees. A housewife, a lady can pay the fees is a question. So all the things, kindly remember these things, and the school part of it, hopefully, as they presented, you are all happy with what we are. And once again I wanted to repeat, we are not an expensive school. We wanted to help more people, more children to study and come up in the life. By studying in the big schools, you are only paying more money. And you always have been guided by the big infrastructure and big people, air-conditioned buses, but you pay more. You also buy the bad habits. You know, today, no school or college is an exception. Everywhere the bad habits are included, including now Bombay, Delhi, that Bangalore right now it is there. It's a drug problem is there. And you go put them into the big schools and boarding schools, they get into a lot of other problems. So you take care of your children at home and send them to monitor what they are doing. At least they are, as I said, they are our property. Protect your property very carefully. It appreciates. It does very well. So it will take care of all of you here back. So with this, I congratulate the principal, Savanti ma'am, and the entire team who are all presenting here. And they wanted me to be here at least some brief time because they were adjusting the time here and there. So I promised that I will be there for 1 hour. So I had to travel to some other place. After this, I think she was requesting I watch one program that started. I think you all have to pardon me for I need to leave the place early. Thank you very much to everyone. Congratulations. Thank you.
Finally, वो हो सा गया. Finally, finally, finally. गाना ऐसे शाय, समझ में कुछ न आए. बोलो न क्या किया जाए, आंखों से मुझे कराया. खुशी में इतना क्यों, तुझको तो मुझको क्यों. जाने क्या हुआ मुझे, मेरे प्यार में चमको जैसे जुगनू.
with their splendid performance.
Thank you, children. Fourth floor.
Listen, girls, what I gotta say. 'Cause you know there ain't no other way. Love is the message, eh? Y'all ready? Let's go. आए हो तुम मस्तानी कब आएगी तू, बीती जाए जिंदगानी कब आएगी तू, चलिया हाथ चलिया। अनमोल कितने मीठे उनके अनुभव के कुछ बोल प्यारे दादाजी है सबसे अनमोल कितने मीठे उनके अनुभव के कुछ बोल घर की वो रौनक है क्या मैं करूं गुणगान सबके चहेते हैं रिश्तों की शान प्यारे दादाजी है सबसे अनमोल कितने मीठे उनके अनुभव के कुछ बोल ला 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 ला।
हमारी सारी गलतियों को वो माफ करते हैं बहुत गुस्से में होकर भी हमें प्यार देते हैं उनके हितों पर हमेशा दुआएं होती हैं ऐसा करने वाले सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स होते हैं
तू ही तो जन्नत मेरी तू ही मेरा जुनून तू ही तो मन्नत मेरी तू ही रूह का सुकून तू ही अखियों की ठंडक तू ही दिल की दस्तक और कुछ ना जानूं मैं बस इतना ही जानूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं कैसी है ये दूरी कैसी मजबूरी मैंने नजरों से तुझे छू लिया ओह कब तेरी खुशबू कब तेरी बातें बिन मांगे ये जहां पा लिया तू ही दिल की है रौनक तू ही दिलों की दौलत और कुछ ना जानूं बस इतना ही जानूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझमें रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं
कहूँगा, मेरे पास बस एक ही रास्ता बचा है।
सुखी के पापा भी उसे छोड़ के चले गए। हरिया पापा, कमली के पापा, कहीं मेरे पापा भी।
है सुना ये पूरे
ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸರಿ ಅಕ್ಕ, ಸರಿ.
ಏನೋ ಶಬ್ದ ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿ? ನೀನ್ ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿ? ಇಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಶಾಲೆ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ತಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಶಬ್ದ ತೂರ್ಯಾಡು. ನಿಲ್ಸಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ. ಸರಿ, ಎರಡನೇ ಶಬ್ದ ಗುದ್ಯಾಡು. ನಿಲ್ಸಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದೊಡ್ಡವರಿಗೆ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಕಲಿಯೋದನ್ನು ಕಲೀರಿ. ಸರಿ, ಈ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಸರಿ, ನಾನೀಗ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಗಾದೆಯ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಅರ್ಥ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಸರಿನಾ? ಸರಿ, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಗಾದೆ ಬೊಗಳುವ ನಾಯಿ ಕಚ್ಚೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾ, ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಜನಿಸಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆಟ ಆಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಹಂಗೆ ನಾನು ಎರಡು ಕೈಗ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ.
ಇದು ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರ. ಕೂತ. ಸರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸರಿ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಸೂರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ. ಯಾವ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಮ್ಮ? ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸೂರ್ಯ, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹಾ, ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. 200 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾ, ಕೋಲನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತು. ಸರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಮಾದರಿದೆ. ಮಾದರಿಲಿ ವಿಮಾನ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀರಾ? ಸರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತೋರಿಸಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೃತ ಬರ್ಕ. ಶಬ್ಬಾಷ್. ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬೇಕಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಸರಿ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ವಿಮಾನವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದವರು ಯಾರು? ಸರಿ, ನಕ್ಕಿ ಸಾಕು ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಮಾನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದು ಕೃತಾರ್ಥ. ಸರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಈ ಕೇಳಿರೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾಳೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಟೀಚರ್ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಕ್ಕ. ತಲೆನೋ ಬಂದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತರಲೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋ.
Good
Okay, children, tomorrow you have the annual day, right?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ನಮ್ಮ
ಜಾನಕಿ ವಲ್ಲಭ ಧರ್ಮೋದ್ಧಾರಕ. ಹೀಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆರಳೆಣಿಗೆ ನಿಲುಕದಷ್ಟ ಪದಗಳ ವರ್ಣನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನದು. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಸಾರಾಂಶಗಳು ಅಡಗಿವೆ. ಏನಂತೀರಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಧರಣ?
ಖಂಡಿತ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಾರಾಂಶಗಳಿವೆ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಷಕರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ನನ್ನದೊಂದು ಮನವಿ ಏನೆಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಲದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವಾದಂತಹ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಮಹಾಭಾರತವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಎಂಬುದು. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಸಾರಾಂಶಗಳು ಆಗಿವೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಪಿತೃವಾಕ್ಯ ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ, ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದಿರ ಸಂಬಂಧ, ಧರ್ಮ, ನ್ಯಾಯ, ನೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಭಕ್ತಿ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ವಿದ್ಯೆ, ಶಕ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ದಶಮುಖ ರಾವಣ ಹೇಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಅಹಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ಸಂಹಾರನಾದ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮರು ತಮ್ಮ ಸಹನೆಯಿಂದ, ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಧರ್ಮದಿಂದ ಜಯವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದರು. ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಸಾರಾಂಶಗಳಿವೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿನ ಅವತಾರಗಳು ಹಲವಾರು. ಹಾಂ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಪಾಠವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಮೂರನ್ನು ವಿವರಿಸುವಿರಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಕಿ, ದ್ವಾಪರ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ, ತ್ರೇತಾಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ. ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಅವತಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯ, ನಡೆ, ನುಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಸತ್ಯ. ನಮ್ಮ ದಶರಥ ನಂದನ ಪುತ್ರ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಮಿಥಿಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೀತಾ ಸ್ವಯಂವರದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿ ಶಿವಧನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮುರಿದು ಸೀತೆಯನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಿದರು. ನಂತರ ಅವರ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಹೀಗಾಗಿರಬಹುದು ಎಂಬ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Round of applause. Thank you. Inspired such reflections. Ask
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ರೆಡಿ ಸ್ಮೈಲ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ರೀ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ